Welcome back to the C-Suite. I'm Danielle Jaworski. In this segment, if you are a small business owner or an entrepreneur and you are focused on growing your business, but you get a little bit overwhelmed because you have to think, or you think that you have to do it by yourself, then this is a segment for you. Juliana Leamen is a weight release expert for women over 40, and she's going to be talking about how to scale your business without the overwhelm and not doing it by yourself. I'm excited to have this conversation with you, Juliana. So welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here today.
I'm excited to have this conversation because so often as small business owners and entrepreneurs, like we want to grow our business. That's the whole point of being in business for ourselves. But there's always sometimes this mindset or this idea that we have to do it by ourselves, and it's not
Yeah,
the case.
yeah, absolutely. And I find that, multiple minds are better than one, right? So that is sort of like what I learned as I, switched from an in-person business to an online business, that it was time to, have the impact that I want to have in the world, to really bring people in and really start doing like meaningful relationships in terms of how I would scale my business.
Mhm. And so at what point when you were getting ready to scale your business, or was it more organic that you basically, did you say to yourself, I can't do this by myself? Was there a point of overwhelm? Or did you get some good advice from someone else who said, hey, you don't have to do this by yourself?
Yeah, I would say that the first aspect of it, because I was adding a podcast, which you've been a wonderful guest at, and adding a YouTube channel, I knew I needed somebody else who do that production side for me. So that part was just like inner knowing. But when it came to scaling, what I realized is that I had two options in front of me. One would be just the more traditional, put money into ads and try to figure that out, and something in me just prefer doing it through other business owners, through affiliations. And now I'm building this beautiful ambassador program to, pour money into other people to help promote and grow the business. And through that intention, everything started to sort of fall into place, if that makes sense. It was a combination of organic, but also me seeking to scale through empowering other business owners, trying to do the same.
Mhm. And how did you start really connecting with other business owners and say, hey, do you want to partner up or can we work together? What did that look like?
Yeah. So as last time I was in the show, like by talking to people, which is usually my initial go-to really see what are they looking for, what are their needs. So me and one of my team members started to go make a huge list. And we have a list of hundreds of people that we either knew personally, that we met in events, and we just keep putting it in the list. And then we do some research to see if we're in alignment, our mindsets, our business models, what we're doing for the world. And then we contact them and ask them to go on a call. And I've been doing so many calls for the last 2 months and talking to people, listening to people, and seeing how can we collaborate and things to do together. So literally just reaching out to people and say, here's what I'm doing. Do you want to chat about it? And the response has been really, really good.
I was going to say that was my next question was what was people's response when you're reaching out to them to say, hey, is there a potential for us to work together?
Yeah. So the call to action we have in our emails is, if you're interested, book a call and a calendar link. So most people just book a call and then we just meet on Zoom, and that is it. And that's really, but then the next layer is really building those connections, right? Because the call is also to get to know each other better and then see what they're doing, what I'm doing. And then if it feels appropriate, we offer, our type of partnership. And if it doesn't, we just made a good connection and we keep in touch online on social media and things like that. So it has been organic. Like it's not like a forced connection, but we've met some very incredible people along the way that I'm happy to have in my network now. So it has been good for them.
Mhm. Any interesting insights that you weren't expecting that you learned by reaching out and connecting with other people?
Yeah, I would say we saw two very clear trends. So the first trend, especially for the types of businesses that we're reaching out, which are more like the smaller types of businesses, more on the wellness space, we noticed that a lot of them have not done any partnerships like that before, which is such an opportunity to grow their business and bring in extra income. So they didn't even know what to expect, or, so they're looking to see what we were doing to sort of model that into their business. And the other side is that a lot of them are struggling with small audiences and very limited reach. So for them to engage in promoting someone else, they feel a little concerned because their audience is so small, right? So those are the two trends that we saw so often. And that is actually what inspired us to build this bigger international ambassador program. So we're giving them content every month. We're giving them business tools and knowledge and behind the scenes of how we are scaling so that they're more successful and therefore promoting what we have and making money. So everybody sort of grows together, which is very exciting for me and my team. And so we're really in that process now of taking something that's well structured. We have our processes in place, and now we're kind of making it bigger by bringing the community of everybody that has been an affiliate of ours into this, I would say, community of education, from business to content to all the things. So that's kind of the evolution of what we started a few months ago.
And it sounds like not only did you take the evolution out of growing and scaling your business by yourself, but for anyone who partners with you, it sounds like you've taken the overwhelm out of kind of the overwhelm out of what they have to do by providing, basically, it sounds like all the content and material that they would need to help promote you.
Yes, we do all the tech behind the scenes, all of it. So from the partner standpoint, you're getting content that is, very, I would say, heart-centered, very aligned, hopefully, if the partnership is properly set, every month, as well as the tech done for you, the copy of emails. So it's very much just your only job is to share and show up, for the audience. And we do everything behind the scenes, because I know a lot of people don't have the tech knowledge, right, in terms of automations and systems, and there's cost to that as well. So we basically absorb all of that through my side, my team, and making the experience. They just have to show up and bring their people. That's basically how it's set up right now.
Any benefits that you've seen now that you didn't identify or knew about when you first started this?
I would say primarily for me is actually giving the opportunity for businesses that are maybe a little bit too small or too early on to, one, still be able to participate and get something out of it, as well as reaching audiences that we probably wouldn't be able to because of, market sizes or just not wanting to put money on that. So I feel that we're getting to people that are so ready for what we do because we took this word of mouth type of business structure into a more like online type space, while giving opportunity to businesses that may not have the know-how or the tech or the resources early on to sort of start growing and bringing in some revenue. So I feel that that has been the coolest part of it. And it's early stages, right? Like it's really early stages still of this bigger phase, but we have full intention of growing in and making it big.
I like how you just said it was basically you took this idea of word of mouth, which is the most powerful form of advertising, and
Yeah.
you really moved it into this online space.
Yes, because people trust people. So when they recommend us, right? So you already have that trust built in on one side. And yes, the audiences that come to us are smaller, but they're just more ready for what we have because that initial sort of connection has been made, right? So that is kind of, I would say, even the clients that come to us, they're really interested and they're generally ready for the journey ahead, which has been, I would say, the best part on my end. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Juliana, so much for being here today and really sharing your experience scaling and growing your business. And really, at the end of the day, not doing it by yourself and having these, what sounds like wonderful partnerships. So, thank you for being here
Yeah,
today.
my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me again.